Tonight, why Muslims are fleeing from a state in India, leaving behind their centuries-old homes and businesses, and a despicable and vile act by a far-right Israeli military official causing an uproar. We cover stories about a student targeted in a German university, a First Nations lawsuit against the Canadian government, and a centuries-old Persian library. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is Muslim News Canada on Muslim Network TV. I am Catherine Bullock. Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas has arrived in Beijing. The state visit comes as China has expressed its readiness to help facilitate Israeli-Palestinian peace talks. Abbas will stay until Friday. This is his fifth official visit to China, the world's second largest economy. During his stay, Abbas will meet with President Xi Jinping and Chinese Premier Li Qiang. Palestinian media says the two leaders are expected to talk about the latest developments in Palestine, as well as regional and international issues of mutual concern. Beijing has sought to boost its ties to the Middle East, challenging long-standing US influence there. These efforts have sparked unease in Washington. President Xi visited Saudi Arabia last December on an Arab outreach trip. He also met Abbas while there. Xi pledged to work for an early, just, and durable solution to the Palestinian issue. During a trip to Riyadh last week, Secretary of State Antony Blinken said Saudi Arabia was not being forced to choose between Washington and Beijing. Blinken's tone was a conciliatory one, following tensions with the US's longtime ally. In an interview with Chinese media last week, a Palestinian official said he is pleased to see that China has been more involved in Middle East affairs after last year's China-Arab States Summit. An alarming situation is unfolding in the town of Pirola in northern India. Hindu groups there have demanded that Muslims abandon their homes and livelihoods. This has led about a dozen families to flee. The threats are being issued after there was news of an alleged kidnapping attempt of a 14-year-old Hindu girl last month. It resulted in the immediate arrest of two suspects, including a 24-year-old Muslim man. The incident was further exploited by two local far-right Hindu organizations. Both these organizations are affiliated with the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, a Hindu nationalist ideological mentor to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's ruling party. The far-right organizations issued notices demanding that Muslims vacate the town. Muslim traders faced additional pressure when government officials allegedly asked them to close their shops in anticipation of a protest rally organized by Hindu groups. Hindus at the rally, held on May 29th, called for the expulsion of Muslims from the area. They used provocative slogans and vandalized Muslim-owned shops. Pirola's residents claim that Hindu groups exploited the kidnapping incident to further their long-standing agenda of eliminating the Muslim community from the predominantly Hindu region. Pirola is in Uttarakhand state in northern India. It is known for its Hindu pilgrimage sites and is home to approximately 500 Muslims out of a population of 10,000. Iran's President Ibrahim Raisi has started a tour of 3 South American countries. The aim of his visit is to boost political and economic ties with countries that oppose Western rule. During his 5-day tour, Raisi will visit Venezuela, Cuba, and Nicaragua. They are countries all sanctioned by the United States. The visit marks Raisi's 13th foreign trip in 21 months since the start of his presidency. The president is accompanied by his ministers of foreign affairs, petroleum, defense, and health. His chief of staff and deputy for political affairs are also with him. Before departing from Iran, Raisi told the media that relations between the Islamic Republic of Iran and independent countries in Latin America are strategic. He says the position of Iran and these three countries is to stand against imperialism and unilateralism. Among the three countries Raisi is visiting, Iran enjoys the closest ties with Venezuela. The two countries signed a 20-year cooperation plan last year when the Venezuelan president visited Tehran. The two leaders said the plan would take bilateral relations to a strategic level. For the past 3 years, Iran has boosted its energy cooperation with Venezuela. The two countries aim to increase cooperation in agriculture, science, and technology, while strengthening cultural ties. For more on the vile action of the Israeli official, please stay tuned. We will be right back. To add insult to injury, an extremist right-wing Israeli ministry official has been caught urinating at the scene of an attack in which 5 Palestinians were killed. The official's act has drawn widespread criticism. The official involved in this scandalous act is Shanamel Dorfman, National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir's head of staff. The act has highlighted Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's right-wing coalition government's discriminatory and racist policies towards Palestinians. Dorfman, accompanied by Israeli security personnel, arrived at the scene in Nazareth in Israel, where 5 Palestinians, who were Israeli citizens, were killed in an organized crime-based attack. Dorfman proceeded to urinate in the presence of many police officers and local residents. The incident was captured on a video by an individual at the scene. At the time, one of the local residents confronted him, saying, quote, "Shame on you. Can't you see you're relieving yourself while there are women and children around?" Following this reaction, the official quickly returned to the security personnel. On social media, people are saying about the official comments like disrespectful to humanity, disgusting behavior, and Israel is a racist criminal state. A German university is apologizing to a Muslim woman after her professor racially insulted her in class because she was wearing a headscarf. Her lawyer says the incident happened during an economics class at the campus of the Bonn-Rhein-Sieg University in northern Germany. The lawyer says the professor used racist slurs and compared the woman's headscarf with the swastika symbol of neo-Nazis. The student says the professor said he will not allow a student with a headscarf to attend the class. She says the professor shouted at her, calling her an Islamofascist, and that he would report her to the university's directorate. The student was shocked by the lecturer's use of racist slurs. She says most of the students left the class in protest. The lawyer told the media the student can attend lectures with a headscarf under Article 4 of the German Constitution, which protects religious freedom. It is the latest in a string of Islamophobic incidents and hate crimes in Germany, particularly affecting women wearing hijab. Germany has over 84 million people. According to official figures, it is home to nearly 5 million Muslims. This is the second largest Muslim population in Western Europe after France. Germany has witnessed growing racism and Islamophobia in recent years, fueled by the propaganda of right-wing groups and parties. An Indigenous First Nation in Manitoba is seeking $5 billion from the Canadian government for failing to provide adequate housing. The St. Teresa Point First Nation says that last year Ottawa provided funds to build 22-bedroom houses. This is not enough because there are about 470 families that need homes. There are about 4,000 residents there. Chief Elvin Flett says living conditions are unimaginable. At the Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs headquarters, Flett says the housing crisis in St. Teresa Point forces generations to cram together under one roof. He says 2-bedroom homes are occupied by up to 12 people. The First Nation says about a quarter of their homes are condemned due to decay. They are rotting, while other residences need major repairs. The chief says St. Teresa Point is not the only Indigenous community with terrible living conditions. He is inviting other First Nations to join a national class action lawsuit. The St. Teresa Point First Nation is located 600 kilometres northeast of Manitoba's capital city of Winnipeg. A 500-year-old building in Iran's northeastern province of Mashhad is home to tens of thousands of manuscripts and lithographic books. The director of the Astan Quds manuscript library says the library preserves nearly 120,000 manuscripts. It has more than 68,000 lithographic works. Lithography is a method of printing from a smooth stone or metal surface. The library also houses historical manuscripts from various religions and faiths. It has the world's oldest copy of the Holy Quran, various sources on Zoroastrianism, and copies of the Torah and the Bible. In addition to religious books, the library also contains prominent works in the field of literature, medicine, and pharmacy. Thank you for watching. Sound Vision is a not-for-profit organization. It produces our news. We need your support for donations. Please scan the QR code on our broadcast or visit muslimnetwork.tv to donate now, so we can continue to amplify the voices of Muslims in Canada and abroad.